Alright guys, in today's video we're gonna be reacting to this video. I put 1,000 ants against an army of killer hornets. 100 days of colony war. Shout out ants Santominity. I don't know what to say in my tongue. We'll hype it. Alright, let's do this.
This box are over 1,000 ants, and over the next 100 days, they will face the ultimate test. As this colony grows over time, they will face 3 progressively more deadly challenges, including flying prey that they'll have to work together to bring down. And on day 100, we'll get to watch how over 1,000 ants face an army of killer hornets, and how they will have to learn to adapt in order to survive. This video is sponsored by Aesthetic Ants. On day 1, I received this package containing many different ant species, but today we're focusing on one ant species in particular, known for their hyper-aggressive nature and the ability to spray burning acid onto their prey. Here in front of me is a vial filled with thousands of angry ants, with tons of brood waiting to hatch, as well as everything that I'll be needing to care for them. This will be the ants' new outworld, where they will have their battles later in the video and forage to collect food and water. This nest will serve as the ants' new home, giving them room to expand their empire and grow stronger to face deadly challenges. I securely attached the test tube to the ants' new home, and after they moved in, I attached their new outworld to the other end. The final step was to add an escape prevention barrier along the lip of the outworld. I nearly forgot this part, which would have been a disaster because these ants are fast and can easily escape, but let's just say that they escaped anyway later in the video. But there are some even crazier ant species out there with stings capable of bringing down prey hundreds of times their size. And if you would like to see that, give this video a like and let me... But there are some even
Bro, I would low-key scream and run.
Crazier ant species out there with stings capable of bringing down prey hundreds of times their size. And if you would like to see that, give this video a like and let me know what your favorite ant species are and what you would like to see next on the channel.
Big queen. Day 30.
Over the next 30 days, the colony had grown exponentially in size. They had adjusted well to their new home and were already beginning to outgrow their nest. The colony now had hundreds of workers, and they were swarming the outworld in search of food to feed their young. And in order to survive the next 70 days and grow their empire into the thousands, it was now time for these ants to face their first challenge. This is a giant spider. Equipped with venomous mandibles and incredible eyesight, it would be a huge challenge to take down. But this was just the beginning. As soon as I dropped it into the outworld, a few of the ants instantly took notice and began to chase after the spider in attempts to bring it down. But the spider was fast, and after only a few moments, it began to climb the side of the enclosure, looking for a way to escape. But the ants were on the hunt, as one of them chased the spider up the side of the enclosure. But the spider was stronger, and before I knew it, the spider had escaped onto the roof, and in a panic, I managed to push it back inside, moments before it could bite me. At this point, the whole colony got word of the intruder, as they began to send out dozens of reinforcements to help bring the spider down. And as the spider tried desperately to get away, the ants latched on with their jaws, spraying acid at the spider and slowly weakening its legs. In one last effort, the spider tried desperately to get away, but the ants began to feed on the spider while it was still alive, and they tore off its legs one by one to bring back to the nest. And after only a couple of minutes, the spider drew its last breath. The ants had successfully taken down their first challenge, and their larvae could now feast. But this first challenge was only the beginning, and as the colony grows, the challenges they face will only get deadlier. But now the ants had to prepare, because their second challenge would be their greatest yet.
When this video ends, the legendary vortex is yours for free. But before you grab...
Day 60.
By day
Yo, to mind y'all, it took 100 days for him to make this video. It was crazy.
60, the colony had grown exponentially in size, now having well over 1,000 workers. But there was a big problem. These ants had grown way too large for their current nest, and on top of that, it was now beginning to grow mold. I knew that if I didn't do something soon, they wouldn't survive, and it was now time to upgrade their setup once again. This nest from aesthetic ants will be the perfect upgrade to their setup, and will help them grow their empire strong enough to face the deadly challenges coming ahead. Aesthetic Ants USA is now officially live, which means that for those of you who live in the US, you can get their products much cheaper and with much faster shipping than ever before. They have nests ranging from all different shapes and sizes to keep. So it was time for an upgrade. I quickly pulled out the tube, connecting the ants' nest to their old outworld, and almost instantly the ants began to pour out and were ready to attack anything that moved. In a panic, I quickly attached the ants' old nest to the new one on one side, and then their new outworld on the other, while trying to gather the escaped ants. The ants immediately began to flood into the new nest as they began to explore and scan for threats. After only a few moments, there were already dozens of ants exploring the new nest, and I decided to leave them overnight to move into their new home. When I checked back the next day, the entire colony had moved into the new nest.
Okay, so the ants just disconnected the other part by themselves. Yeah.
And looking into the outworld, there were already hundreds of ants exploring and searching for prey. Now that the colony has moved into their new home, it was time to introduce their
Bro, where's the queen?
second challenge. This is a ginormous crane fly. Equipped with powerful wings and being almost as big as my entire hand, this prey will be incredibly
Imagine like someone just walks in, just sees him holding that, and they scare him, and then he lets it go. Oh, you are looking. Oh my god.
challenging for the ants to take down. As soon as I dropped the crane fly inside, the ants immediately began to attack. They latched their jaws onto the crane fly's legs, and as it tried to fly away, it was unsuccessful, flipping itself over directly onto its back. This was the ants' chance to attack as they continued to swarm, but the crane fly somehow miraculously flipped itself back over just in time to make a getaway.
Yeah, buddy, where's the green screen finger? No, I'm just joking.
But the ants weren't letting up, and as the struggle continued, one of the ants latched onto the crane fly's face, spraying acid directly on it. At this point, the crane fly was beginning to lose energy, and combined with its injuries, it became too much. The crane fly's movements began to slow, and the ants took the opportunity to attack. They quickly began to tear off the crane fly's legs while it was still alive, to be brought back to the nest to be served as food. The ants took down the crane fly much faster than I had expected, and I knew that to test their true strength, I had to raise their stakes once more for their final challenge. But this time, instead of putting them against one deadly prey item, they will soon be facing an entire colony of killer hornets. This will truly be their greatest challenge, and honestly, I'm not even sure they can do it. It was now day 100, and the colony was thriving better than ever before. They had adjusted well to their new home, and they now had thousands of workers and tons of healthy brood. This colony has turned into a formidable force over the last 100 days, and it was now time to introduce their third and final challenge. Here in front of me is an entire army of killer hornets, equipped with wings, powerful jaws,
Hold on. Oh, I thought I said 1,000 ants versus 1,000 killer hornets. What's
and a very painful stinger. I securely attached the hornet's enclosure between the ants' outworld and the nest, and within seconds the ants came pouring out of the nest, and they instantly began to swarm inside. The hornets on the ground were instantly attacked by the ants, which caused the hornets to start swarming around the outworld, but this only made the ants angrier. The ants then began to climb the walls of the enclosure, continuing to attack the hornets and causing them to fly away. And as they flew to the ground, the ants were ready, as they swarmed the hornets from all directions. And after only a couple of minutes, the ants had managed to take down a few of the hornets, but they wouldn't go down without a fight. The hornets fought back and managed to take down a few of the ants, but they were no match for the ants' sheer numbers. And as the ants kept spraying acid, the air inside of the enclosure became toxic to the hornets. And only a few minutes later, combined with exhaustion, the rest of the hornets fell to the ground, and this gave the ants the opportunity to finish them off. And with that, the ants had successfully completed their third and final challenge. And although they had suffered some losses, it was you would like to see these ants that even an army of hornets was no match for these killer ants, and it would take something far more dangerous to be a true challenge. So let me know in the comments what prey you would like to see these ants face next. But
Alright guys, so look, if this video gets, let's say, if this video gets 5 likes, then and the top comment that says that says the video, then we'll watch that video that they recommended. Alright.
even these ants would be no match against my colony of bullet ants. And if you want to see 100 bullet ants take down prey hundreds of times their size...
Alright guys, that's it for the... my bad, alright, that's it for the video. Anyway, what you got it?